Look, we came here to win. Yeah, we came here to win. Yeah, we came here to win. Yeah, we came here to win.
It's a new generation.
And we came here to win. Yeah, we came here to win. Yeah, we came here to win. Yeah, we came here to win.
It's a new generation.
Look, we came here to win. Locks in consciousness. We plant-based with the scholarship. Dr. Sadie raised higher frequencies. Please don't throw off my energy. Look how I set the tone. Pull out your camera phone. I'm kinda loud.
Hey everyone, it's Queenz of Queenz Radio here, Queen Myesha speaking to you. We are having a discussion. This group is called Kingz of Queenz Group Discussion. Our topic today is a really good topic. It is pedophilia in the Black community. The topic is pedophilia in the Black community. So who's on the line? Who's in our discussion tonight?
Hi, my name is Aranada. I'm with Primerica, and I thank you all for inviting me to be a part of your discussion.
Hi. And who else is here?
Peace and prosperity. Dedan Kimathi.
Welcome.
Mr. Killer.
Welcome.
Thanks for the invite.
You're welcome. And who else is on the line?
We have the one and only Aijalon, Grand Prix of Aranada Hawkins and Dr. I am also a spiritualist, a pan-Africanist, and a unifier. And I'm thankful to be a part of the Queenz of Queenz discussion group. And this is a very important topic that you'll have to command call issues that swept under the rug inside the Black community. Pedophilia being one of the number one topics that we need to discuss as well as others. So thank you for the continuous invitation to participate in Queenz of Queenz. And I pray that the listening audience will enjoy the discussion, think upon it, and give feedback, and be willing to discuss topics that used to be taboo. It's time to clean up our own corruption, you know?
Absolutely. So who's next on the line?
Dr. Syn-Q. You can catch me on YouTube at Dr. Syn-Q channel. It's the doctor, Dr.Synq. That's it.
All right. So let's open the discussion up. So again, the topic is pedophilia in the Black community. Topic is open. I think it's one of these things where it is kind of like the thing where it happens, but no one ever talks about it. You know, like I think in the Black community, there's things that we do talk about. For instance, like if somebody gets a new car, if somebody gets a new job, if somebody gets some new Jordans, if somebody finds a deal on a bundle of weave. But when it comes to, and I'm not going to just gear this to men being pedophilia, practicing pedophilia. There's women also, but you know, when it happens in a family, as Black people, we don't usually do anything. You know, I mean, people get upset with each other. I've known throughout my life a handful of women who have been as children who have been victimized, and no one has went to jail. Only thing they do is tell people, oh, watch your little girls or little boys around Uncle so and so or Aunt so and so, but nothing goes beyond that.
I have to agree. So I'm going to chime in. But before camelback or horseback. Some people say piggyback. On what you said, I just want to set the criteria for what my mind frame is. There's a lot of us in this society, and especially in the conscious and the woke community, as well as in the general public, because all walks of life is welcome to this community. But particularly concerning the African American community, I'm not saying that everyone doesn't research and study. We understand the idiots, they have different definitions and different categories. To me, it's all the same. You know, it's a violation of a baby, of a toddler, of an infant, of a youth. It's a robbery. And so they have different categories of pedophilia and child mutilation, sexual abuse, underage sex. And so this, to be clear for this particular discussion, in my opinion, within my perception of my study, pedophilia are deals with those who are not able to speak, those who don't have the basic motor skills to run, to resist. I could be wrong from anybody else's perception, but something that I've been studying throughout what the Europeans have been writing and what's been hidden in the Black community. Pedophilia and child molestation supposed to be two different categories. But I hope we can discuss it to make both of them, you know, just both are taken and both need to be discussed. And so, within our community, a lot of things are swept under the rug, especially adults and other cousins and curious neighbors touching little babies or toddlers or infants inappropriately. Whether they're curious, whether they have some psychosis, it doesn't matter. A lot of parents, a lot of wives, a lot of husbands, spouses see these things going on and hoping that the person will go out, or it was just that one time, or they don't want to leave their mate, they don't want their own child locked up, or the uncle or the grandfather. And so it's like a hidden culture swept under the rug. And it causes people to grow up with phobias, psychosis, and disorientated about the true reality of who they is and why they feel certain ways. It can cause depression, and it can cause annihilation. It can cause a person to feel weird or awkward, or it can cause a person to be promiscuous. And since these topics are not discussed, a person cannot go into their memory recall because sometimes when you've been tapping here, it causes blackout. And so there's not an outlet for people. They're questioning themselves and there's no answers. But for somebody, you know, I mean, to be real, somebody in the fucking family or somebody in the circle knew it happened. And choose not to say that. And there are all these same people to walk around without going to jail. And I'm not for calling white folks for some things you do need to be punished by law. For some things in our community, and we can't keep quiet about it. We're going to create our own punishment. Or at least make them apologize. At least put them on the open so everybody can be safe. Go ahead.
Apology. Oh my God. I believe that'll go so far. So far. And the reason I say that is this is, I'm sorry, you got me going when you said that apology. This is Aranada. I have a family member who needs an apology. She's 61.
Right.
She's 61.
Okay.
She drinks on a regular basis, and her problem, she always goes back to the fact that her stepfather molested her when she was maybe 7 or 8. She never received an apology from mom. So to this day, when she gets going, that's where she reverts back to. It's not the boyfriends that she had that may have done her wrong. It's not having a job. It's not how hard it is right now for her as a black woman who is uneducated. She always reverts back to that. That's where her engram stems from. You see, is that molestation, and I know that had a huge part to. It played a huge part in the decisions that she made growing up when it comes to relationships, when it comes to how she presents herself, how she carries herself. Everything has been affected by that one situation that occurred when she was 7 or 8 years old. And because mom has not apologized, it's hard for her to let that go. What is mom apologizing for? Mom is apologizing for still dealing with that guy after it happened.
Right.
Can't let that go.
Let
that go. Yes, sir. Mom is sick now. And I said, at one point, you're going to get with her and just ask her, Mama, why did you? But she don't, she's scared that that's going to cause a problem. But she wants that apology from Mama. How did you stay with him and make 2 other children after me? Because now I really don't even like those other children. I don't really like my brother and sister because of what their father did to me.
Right. No, she's alienated. I have a family member. One of the adults stayed with this male who violated a cousin. And the person terrified me to the pit of her stomach to her gut. But this guy is a breadwinner. He's in the church. He's a good Mason. He made rank at his job, and he has a degree. Everything that global white supremacy says you need to have standing in society, to be a good nigger, or a good Negro, or a good citizen. And so to challenge him, right, is to take food out, to take shelter away, psychologically. In reality, it might not do anything. It just expose something when we can deal with some real problems. But the terror that it causes this particular cousin, and she recently spoke to me about it, but she's on her way out of the earth. She's on the deathbed with cancer before she can even bring it to the table. And so, I like what you said, Queen. That the apology allows somebody to continue life and become whole. It gives them answers, and it's not their fault. Or it makes them make their peace before they're on their way out.
I mean, I agree with you guys when you guys are talking about the apology. It goes a long way. Me personally, I was molested when I was younger, and I was attacked by several different men in my life. None of them ever apologized to me. What I had to do for myself is I had to look at these people as if they were sick and I was in their path of their sickness, and I had to forgive them. Because none of these men are ever going to track me down and ever going to apologize. I'll be 90 years old on my deathbed waiting for an apology. So when I come across young women who have been through what I've been through, and they're still caught up in those kind of like a prison in their mind, that's what I tell them. I tell them you have to basically somewhat, and it sounds crazy, but again, I'm a victim who turned into a survivor. I had to forgive them. And I had to realize also I could sit here for years, and for a while I would sit there for every day and think about what happened to me, replay it in my mind. And then when I did that and released it, I don't think about that stuff anymore. So even talking about it now, it's kind of weird because it feels like it was so long ago, and it kind of feels like it didn't even happen to me. And I think in my head, these men aren't thinking about me. So why should I give them power and think about them? And then also with me, the worst of the abuse happened when I was under 18, but I was a teenager. You know, a lot of people think when they talk about molestation and rape, they think about little kids, but these men were in their early to mid 20s. I was 14, and they knew I was 14, and it didn't stop them. And that still happens today. I hear stories of these young girls, these teenagers, being approached by grown men, and the grown men know, and it happens. You know, with me, I don't know if I'm bouncing all around, but I remember when I was 16 was my first time ever going to a Caribbean island. And it was my first time experiencing where I felt like I was put in a shark tank. My mom was telling these men on this island, my daughter is only 16, but they were coming at me like I was a grown woman. They didn't care. You know, so it's a lot of stuff going on and these are, you know, these are black men. I'm not saying all black men are like this, but we're talking, that's the topic right now. You know, and the things that happened to me, nobody was prosecuted. Nobody's in jail.
Wow.
You know.
Wow.
And I really hope
no one went to jail for what happened to my cousin either.
Yeah.
You know? And he got a good beating. That was it.
I'd like to say that I too was also molested, but I've been conflicted with the situation because I think from a male perspective, oftentimes we're encouraged or it's promoted to have sexual intercourse with an older female. And you know, I was 8, and I'm thinking she was like 12 or 14, somewhere around there. But I never knew it was anything. She kind of made me think it was something wrong, but in the beginning, I didn't think there was anything wrong with it because I'm gonna be honest, you know, I was just thinking about the physical, the feeling of it, and one day we got busted by her aunt, which was the lady that ran the daycare center, and she made such a big deal out of it that, you know, it really terrified me. But she never said anything to my parents. And, you know, when I look back on it now, I know why, because it was her niece. And it probably would have, you know, it probably would have been a big deal. But I think that there, you know, that goes on with a lot of you know, young black male children, but oftentimes it's looked at like, you know, hey, you know, you got it on. It's just like a lot of the teachers in the schools when you see them being caught, and you see that a lot of them don't get the same kind of sentences that the males get if the tables are turned. But I you know, I've been conflicted with that for a while, and I just wanted to say, I mean, I know everybody else is going to tell their things, their stories and stuff, but after, can we also talk about some solutions that maybe we... I think that would be a solution. Absolutely. Yeah, that's what everything is all about. Then you things out to open and then creating a format for solutions and for people to come into the circle and add their church in. You know, we still a village. It takes a village to stay a village. Now we talk about the child, but you know, we're all part of that village. We all need him.
Yeah, I think it's. I think. Well, I actually pulled up this thing on this website, and it was talking about how black boys are the highest risk group for sexual assault. And in my 20s, I volunteered at a rape hotline, excuse me. And they trained us about men calling the hotline who have been raped. And I think that's a something that people don't really think about. They think when molestation and rape, they always think about women. So I think that's why a lot of boys don't come out, because it's something that we think in our head only happens to girls. I honestly believe that a lot of these, yeah, a lot of these men walking around here today who are gay, that's the result of another man molesting them at a young age. And even
Yeah,
these lesbians also, you know.
Yeah, that's a fact too. That's a fact. Let me chime in right here. So we're going to go back to getting off the relationships. And one of the techniques that they did to break the little boys when they turned 11 or 12, 13, and before they come on field, they would sodomize them. And everybody knew there was something unspoken. And so here's a young man who just got sodomized by one of the tacklers from another plantation that the master imported. And he's on the field, and it's like nobody told him, gave him a heads up that, they're not all the boys, but, some of them that they got, and they broke them. And so broken spirits break other spirits. And so it travels through time because it's never been addressed. And that was a very good point. So we can address the concerns of pedophilia, of sexual abuse, of child molestation, and how it's tied in to this gay agenda. Yeah, we've been social engineered, and I don't know if these people 400 years ago knew what the outcome is going to be, right? But it's a group of people who are watching us go through all this stuff and see if we're going to figure it out. And so, back to Dr. Syn-Q, yes, we must come up with a solution, but we also, like Queen Myesha said, it's getting passed down through generations, that we have to see the root where it stood from. Some of us say our contact with the Greco-Roman culture, and it's infectious. And so if we can find out the source and bring that into the present and work on solutions to the future, we know how to cut it out, cut this sickness cycle out, because it's a mental sickness that's tied into depression, that's tied into bitterness, anger. There's a lot of factors. But he shouldn't excuse the culprits. You don't want to make up an excuse for somebody being a victim, and you don't want the victim being blamed for being a victim. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, we can't blame the victim. We can't even blame the perpetrators. White supremacists is who we got to blame, because they're the ones that pass it on to us. We're all victims of that.
I want to say this, Dr. Syn-Q. The part I want to put the blame on, not what white supremacy, because this part, for us in this day and age, sweeping it in the rug and not bringing it to the forefront. Maybe it's our time, maybe they have some saying, y'all gonna be group. But there are some grandmothers and grandfathers and uncles and aunties and sisters and brothers that know what happened. And it's not like we got a whip on the back. They could have brought this to the forefront.
But that ties into the not snitching. That ties into the
that's not snitching. Snitching is revolutionary.
Authorities, because they ain't gonna do nothing anyway, or because nobody's gonna. I mean, you have some that may take it into their own hands, but then what happens? They end up gone, and the child is still left in a situation where they could be vulnerable or open to to someone else coming in and finishing off where the other person left off.
That's the only topic. If not thinking came off of the code, if somebody trying to run over that cause of revolt, it wasn't just that you create a crime against your own self. That was supposed to be discussing the family matters. Not thinking with the stop don't stop us from being free. It wasn't saying that you can go in and murder us and kill us and do all kind of crimes and we can't say nothing. And so we got that even causing
It was like that for 400 years.
It's like, no, the not religion is why, but the not religion is why, but not to tell on the ones who trying to get away, the ones who trying to revolt. And, that's really not switching to it. But somehow they got transferred to justify us doing corruption and crime against our own selves.
Well, I know when the stuff was happening to me when I was a teenager, there was an option to prosecute, but I begged not to because of the shame. You know, I didn't want to get in front of a lawyer. I didn't want to get in front of a judge and talk about what happened over and over and over again. So I was the one at 14 years old, and I wish the adults that were around me did not listen to me. I wish they would have persecuted, but I was embarrassed. I didn't want anyone to know. So how do we fix that problem
That's one of
of
the main
people
reasons
who
why victims don't even come forward.
absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
I think I was reading only one out of six sexual child sexual abuse cases even get brought up to the police. One out of six.
You know, and I think there's a lot of fear too. I don't if the children aren't from my perspective, if the children aren't prepared for it before it happens, then when it does happen, you can be scared. Like with me, I was scared because she was scared. I was scared we were going to be found out because she was scared we were going to be found out. She's the one that made it seem like it was going to be a big deal. Oh, she implemented the fear factor. That's right, and I'm saying that that can be projected on a person just as much as the shame, because I was feeling the shame too. Like I'm saying that if like when we got busted, I was devastated. I was like, when I really think about the effect that it had on me, it affected me on a lot of levels. To the point to even, there was a long time where I was afraid to even approach females, and that's not just because of that, because there's a couple of other things that happened too when I was a child that maybe off a little. Well, I guess it's not off subject because I started to mimic what I learned, and then my father saw me doing that with somebody, and he whooped me out on the street, So it's just, I'm just saying there's a lot of shame and a lot of that, like with that person. I just flashed back to another situation. So this person, it was her brother who encouraged us to do it, and he used to watch us. And okay, and there was a situation where my dad seen us, and we were just doing what we were, what we were just doing what the brother was teaching us to do. We called it playing house, and he was so devastated. My dad was devastated about it. I guess he just pulled that belt out and wore me out, and so man, it's like a lot of flashbacking going on here. Anyway, I'm just saying that I can see where the shame and the fear. There's a lot of emotions that create an anxiety around that kind of a situation, and I think that a child that doesn't have the information or the tools or the confidence that they need to have in order to express what happened is some of the reason why it just doesn't get talked about, and let's we can keep in mind too that that's one of the reasons why such a person would do it with the child, because they already know that the child is not going to be mature enough to really handle or deal with the situation the way they should. You know what I'm saying? Right. I was just looking at some things here. Like I went to the internet too, and this says right here, it says 10 ways to teach your child the skills to prevent sexual abuse. And okay. Number one is talk about body parts early.
about this very early. Use proper names for body parts, or at least teach your child what the actual words are for their body parts. I can't tell you how many young children I have worked with who have called their vagina their bottom. Feeling comfortable using these words and knowing what they mean can help a child talk clearly if something inappropriate has happened.
A question, what age are the children that you work with?
I don't work with any children. This is something I'm reading off the internet, but I suggest that it happens as soon as your child is able to talk, understanding words, as soon as they're able to talk.
Yeah.
That's right. I agree. So, you know, to tell them that they have a vagina or a penis is, you know, that's.
I agree.
Nothing. Yeah.
So I have a 14-year-old and a 10-year-old. My 14-year-old experienced something a couple of months ago where a cousin. Now, see, I already teach my children that once you become physical, there's marriage and all the stuff. So marriage and being physical in my children's head, they go together. However, I have a cousin who, like, let's say our grandparents are cousins, and so that makes her my cousin. Her daughter, 15 years old, has already been touched or something. She went through some type of molestation or something. So in the event that she's done that, she's now become a little promiscuous and whatnot. And my son, my 14-year-old, he's not as mature as some of these boys are that you see hanging out and whatnot. He's not like that. He still kind of plays with toys. But if you ask him what is lithium and what is glass made of, and what, we teach him those types of things, you see. So he's educated, but he's not streetwise. And he didn't pick up on the fact that this girl, my cousin, was being nice because she simply wanted to touch him. And once she did, him and my son came to me and they told me, and I addressed the situation right away. Wanted him to understand that even though he is a boy grown into a man, that it wasn't his fault. That it wasn't.
How old is she?
She's 15. She goes to school in Alameda. I want to say she's 15, and she's 15, but already looking up porn at the dinner table in the 7th grade. See, Mom told me that. So what I'm explaining to Mom is there should have been some breakage in that behavior a long time ago. So you don't tell me that you can't give it to me. You can't say to me, Aranada, that's our excuse. I'm not having it. So what I need you to do is tell me at what point in time is she going to the counselor? She's been going to the counselor. Well, guess what, damn it? I'm telling you that the counselor, what she's doing with the counselor, it's not working. She needs another one. So they talk to the church, means absolutely nothing to me. Pastor asked her, did my son try to push her off? She said, no. I said, if you go back and you tell that pastor that means absolutely nothing. You made up in your mind to violate mine. So you go back and tell that pastor because if you don't, I'll come and tell him. That means absolutely nothing. The fact of the matter is you chose to violate my baby. And so now he's sitting there and he's saying, Mama, my cousin decided to touch me. I thought that's what my wife was supposed to do. I said, and still yet it is. She just went through something and she tried to take you through the same thing. And I explained to her that, I said, do you understand what you did? She said, yes, okay, you made my baby a victim. And do you know what people do when they make people victims? They go to jail. Okay? Don't ever do it to anybody else. And I'm talking to her just like this. Mama can get mad if she wants to. Doesn't make me a difference. I know how to drive to Oakland.
For me, I think
Mama
that
has accepted that, that's her business. But I don't appreciate it.
You know, honestly, I don't really have a solution for that because I think I've worked with kids who have been sexually abused, and one of their things that they do is they are promiscuous at an early age. As myself, I was very promiscuous at a younger age, and I honestly do not know what you could do to prevent that, honestly, and what you could do to prevent to me, I would say what's it called? having sexual thoughts that aren't they're just not normal. I think because of the exposure of sex, and this exposure was not correct. It was dysfunctional. So you have a dysfunctional kind of view of sex. But now with me, I think that if the adults around me, and this could work with a lot of other kids, if the adults around me would have had me more feeling more secure and more loved, and not making me feel like I all of a sudden turned into an alien, I think that it would have been better for me, knowing that no matter what, I was still loved. No matter what, everything's going to be okay. No matter what, I have someone in my corner. I didn't get that. I was basically on an island by myself.
Yeah, and I just want to say that it looks like, at least for your son, um, the proper thing to do was to come tell you, which is what he did.
Absolutely, that was a good thing.
And then, the next step from there would have been how you handled it, But one thing I want to say is I don't have much faith in those pastors these days, because that same place, that same Christian center that I was at, the pastor is there. The whole church is there. A lot of the girls in the church, and everybody used to whisper about it all the time, that nobody was doing anything. But there's 10 solutions here. There's like, there's 10 steps here. They all seem like they're pretty good. But these of course are for younger. Like this is like laying it on the child when they're at an early age, so that they already know exactly what to do. If they're approached in that way, So, but go ahead, somebody else.
Yeah, that was amazing. I gotta say, that was amazing. Your son came and told you that, because a lot of young teenage boys would have not.
Let me just tell you that he in the way he told me. So he told my youngest first. They come back in the house. He told my youngest first, and I'm sitting there talking to my cousins. I carry 2 bags because I'm an insurance agent, so I carry 2 bags with me all the time. My youngest, he's going, Mom, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. And I'm okay in a minute, we're talking more, and I'm talking, and I ignored the fact that they said let's go. My oldest said, Mom, my stomach hurts. Well, when he first experienced, you guys experience your you go through your own puberty type stuff or whatever, and he experienced it made his stomach hurt or something, like he didn't release or something. You know what I mean? Like this was before time. So I should have known what he meant by my stomach hurts. You see, because we had already talked about that, and I had him to talk to my uncle. My uncle explained to him what was going on with his body at the time. That was back then. So right when this happened, my baby said, Mom, my stomach hurts. I go, okay, well, why don't you use the bathroom? Because I'm thinking maybe that's why his stomach hurt. He said, no, not that tight. He's trying to tell me, Mama, something just happened. You see? Soon as we got out that door, that's when he said, Mama, this is what happened. Now I understand why my baby is saying his stomach hurt. Because she got him to that point, just trying to touch him. He got aroused. So he was trying to tell me, Mama, my stomach hurt. And that's what he was, that's what he was saying when he was saying that, is that this is what happened to me.
Wow.
I said, wow. I'm just happy that I teach my children that communication is key.
Yeah.
Tell me anything. So
how does he feel now? How does he feel now? Do you know?
He actually he's more okay now, I think, than my little one is. My little one was like, hey, is she going to be at this next event for Christmas? I said, no, I don't think so. So her mom doesn't bring her to events where she know I'm going to be.
Okay.
Her mom will come, but she won't.
Oh.
So she don't bring her to events where I'm going to be, because I don't think my little one would be comfortable with being around her.
Yeah.
And I think with the way I talk, my husband understood that I'm not for it, and yeah, we've moved past a little bit where we're able to say, Like, I may like some things that she puts on Facebook. The mom, and I still talk to the mom. Mom needs insurance. I'm going to talk to her. She's my family at the end of the day. But my son, the day after it happened, we were watching a movie where I know that the couple on TV were going to kiss. He knew that too. As soon as, right before it happened, he got up and went upstairs and started playing with his toys. I said, okay, there's no way my baby played a part in this, because had he played a part, him knowing that they were about to kiss in front of him wouldn't have bothered him not one bit. He wouldn't have went upstairs. He would have watched it, no problem. But because he was affected by what had happened, he went upstairs. Now he's kind of coming around, and and we talk sometimes if he wants to bring something up, but for the most part, I think he watched me handle it, and the way I reacted, so he's doing a lot better.
That's good.
I want to, since when it comes to teenagers too, there ought to be some sex education, like that promiscuous one. Perhaps, someone could, one of her parents or someone could talk to her about that whole process, and the dangers of getting pregnant and at an early age, and sexual transmitted diseases and things like that. And then to teach her that kind of behavior is inappropriate, with other people. That's something that as a teenager they should not be doing. It should be focused on, education, the other kind of education.
Right. You're exactly correct. I have a situation I want to bring to the floor that involves my daughter. She's 11 now. This happened when she was 9 and a half. And her mom told me that she got caught watching pornography. And I was, I'm from country club crowd, mode. You know what I mean? Meaning that I wanted to go berserk. But my higher self, King Aijalon, said, hold down. It's not going to solve anything by going berserk. And because they said her friend showed her on her tablet. Then it was Tay-Tay showed my daughter. And then it was my daughter showed Tay-Tay. So now, this is not about my daughter. Okay? Because then King Aijalon and too, you're playing with the kids. This is a mindset of a generation that needs to be cut and needs to be blood. So I had to leave her come to Sacramento. And I had to talk to some parents because I want to talk to the children and the parents. Right? And I had to explain to the children, right, that they not do anything wrong. That the system wants them to have sex. The system wants them to watch pornography instead of corporate laws, instead of being the head of a school, instead of architecting and engineering a better culture within our community. And so my job is to let you guys know these things are called vices, which you unfocus. And these things will cause depression, and so the parents chimed in because they thought I was speaking over the kids' head, but then some kids really understood it because they had somebody talk with them instead of at them, and telling them that this is by design, and it's a cycle going on, you're not alone, it's happening all across. And so we have a little youth group called Dedan Kimathi, and that's actually the one to be part of the youth group, and I started doing activities with them to fill that void and that gap, because one thing I realized is I have to go to work, some parents are single, and so kids are there, and they get stuff from their cousins, they get stuff from other people at school, and in the idle mindset, nobody's speaking to them about reality, and you're giving them Santa Claus, and you're giving them Jesus, and you're giving them all these fantasies, and they don't have a sense of reality, or what's right or wrong, you yell at them. So I got down to the level, I interacted with them, and the parents interacted, and we started, taking them dating and just communicating with them. And it seemed like they're on track, and they can identify, what pornography is. They can identify what underage sex is. They can identify what abuse is. Because I really wanted to get well on my daughter's ass. I really wanted to go kill the young boy. I really wanted to, because I'm dead. But I had to say, okay, that's going to change me too. The attitude that my child, you don't mess with mine. No, this is affecting us all over global. This is part of the colonizer's plan. This is part of social engineering. And so, in order to counter that, our children, they're wearing hats. You don't got to go Google them. Even though you think that's your child, know the people inside their body. And if you take the time, it's not, the white folks say their children are too young. I mean, the Asians, but these young black kids are exposed to so much. So it's okay to tell them what vices are and what the outcome is. And so I had to tell the children, the road that drug lead to, the road that premature sex lead to, the road that abstaining from sex and drugs lead to. It leads to a university, it leads to a good job, it leads to you starting a business, it leads to you being able to own a football, basketball, baseball team, or be a player inside the thing. It gives you the opportunity to develop the spirit, your mind, and your body. And so they look forward, to calling me on too, because we got a couple things to listen to, know into, and to learn to, I'm really learning, asking questions, letting them bring anything in. And so, the point I'm making, if you have group discussions, because this is one-on-one discussion, like, this is my child, this is just a suggestion as a solution. Because they have a peer group, and if all the peer group is on the same page, for lack of a better word, they want to police each other. Hey, and people say don't do this. Or this is not black empowerment. Or this is not the way of more after mine. Or this is not the way of Amin Ra. And I give them these terms. And I show them pictures. I used to spend time on the garden. I used to pop up at the school. And I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. It was better for me to be involved with all the kids because it's my mind, because the mother was like, my daughter, and she got her dad at 9 months, but you don't have no compassion for the other kids that come up here. They're in a group. You can talk to your child till you got the group. But she got to go to school, or we got to go to school, and this is what we're speaking about blowing. It's like a dual existence. Because I remember when I was growing up. And just to go back, when I was in the third grade, going to fourth grade, it was a Spanish, and she was in the sixth grade, going to the seventh grade. She was already in the seventh grade. She was already in the seventh grade. And we used to say, "How go get it?" And one day she made me take the bath for her, and she touched me. But before that, my dad had Fox, Playboy, Penthouse magazine. My uncle was a pimp. My daddy sold drugs, shot dope family, carried guns, and Bob Stone. My uncle was a playboy. And my father's side. So I was exposed to a lot of what I call bad spirit, right? Or bad behaviors. And so I didn't look at it like I was molested. I was having sex with these girls that was in high school and I was in elementary. I thought I was, a player. I thought I was, nothing robbed me of my innocence. Later on, I had to pay for it because I got shot. I didn't know how to be intimate with nobody. I didn't know how to listen. I didn't know how to show affection. And so some of these things that robbed us later on. And I realized, the universe allowed me to do this for a reason. We have to stop the cycle. And we have to communicate with these children before it happens. We have to let these children know what type of spirits are looking for them, or what type of vices are trying to catch them, what type of system they're in, and what type of things that's evil, that's waiting to pick them. Because we like to play like, not my child, I'm going to move them over here and send them to school. Yeah, if we just let our children know, from the start, this is what you're in. This is what you got to protect yourself against. And when you see it kind of come down the mountain, come down the day, that your alcohol, tell you that's a part of your circle, and that you've seen this spirits pop up, and you've seen this lights pop up. I think we can be special more, and we can learn how to better to own ourselves and to protect ourselves from these monsters. And we can use the spiritual warfare that manifests in our spiritual nature. And I know a lot of us call in our lives, Jehovah, Jesus, and these are just words. But to put this into action, I think the answer is in action. We got to teach our children how to identify these different possessions that possess people to do these to maneuver. And they're maturing at the end, you know. And we can't raise our children at the pace that these other people are raising us. You know, I see kids that's in struggles that's like 4 or 5 years old. My daughter was walking, I didn't want. So therefore, I was able to communicate with her early. And today, you know, hey, have you been touched? Have you seen anybody touch? You know, we've had an opportunity to have them. You know, and I question it. You know, but I don't question it like a attack. I question them slowly with a conversation. And so I appreciate everyone out here because this is a current problem, and this will not be wrapped up in one discussion because there's so many factors. You know, and it's not just one solution. But we have to be the therapists. We have to be the church. We have to be the teachers. You know, we can send them off to other people. But we have to teach these groups and say, hey, maybe they show the therapist or the psychologist or the social worker or the case manager or the teacher or the principal, right, is on point because I didn't know what their job is. So I can make sure that my children get the right information. And they cannot provide it. I have to go dig in research and do comparative studies to get these children the right information. And let me just say all this to come back to Dr. Syn-Q, but we have to be the solution. And we have to unite and create institutions that will prevent this within the community, and it has to be part of our community. One thing, you know, in the school system, they don't trust a lot of things. You know, as a parent, we can tell the school what we want them to teach, because they're doing it. I can let them teach our children what they want to. We can tell them what curriculum we want to implement, because they're class for it. And I'm just speaking in terms of solution, because when it affected my daughter, I was ready to grow up, and I realized I had to reach out to all the children, and I, you know, and I love each and every one of them, you know, whatever it takes to make them safe, to make them whole, I was willing to do it.
Yeah, I mean that's great how you solved it, you know, and you kind of let everybody know what was going on. I think and I don't have the percentage in front of me, but I think that since porn is more accessible versus when I was growing up, and I'm pretty sure everybody else on the phone growing up, porn, you know, it was like you said, it was magazines or if someone had a dirty tape. Now, when you give your kids a smartphone, you're basically giving them porn in the whole world if they know how to access it, which is super easy. I think that as parents, we should, when the child is at appropriate age, we should teach them. And I think you were talking about this a little earlier about the difference of, you know, porn and true connections and true love, and let them know what a porn is. That's not love and that's not real. And you shouldn't spend too much time digesting that because it will change how you view your future mates.
Exactly.
And a lot of people that we see in the porn, the majority of them are victims of pedophilia and pedophilia also.
Yep.
I had to tell my children in my youth group, right? You know, the orgies of orgies. You know, I could straight ask the parents, let's get this kid out of the bed, game too down, stop playing with him, put the boots on the ground, head with that, and treat him like soldiers. All over the world, you got young kids carrying guns, you got young kids cooking, you got young kids helping the elders. You know, but over here in America, we talk, the baby these motherfuckers because they can run. It's mine, and you have to have a job and a car. And so we should talk back on money over here. You know, because we want to treat them as any shit that we ain't gonna have, but we don't want to make them liberation party. So I had to ask the parents, you know, can I expose what the porn industry is? It's a satanic industry. You know, and I can let them know that this is spiritual warfare. It's the ancient Greeks and Romans that did orgies with some of these spirits that we possess. And when you have sex, if you're taking in other people's energies. You know, and so they had a clear understanding. And the parents thought that you know, but the kids, they don't accept it. All they want you to get the truth. They don't want you to sugarcoat it. You know, I want you social. They don't want you getting in penny can. They don't want you getting in pure cocktail and that. Right? They're coming into the world to be the ancestors. They are the ancestors. And here you are actually culturally. And here we are as a black community, fucking them up, trying to get them into life standards. And we got to change the ancestors that we have to try. And their DNA, they already know. All we got to do is either develop in the physical form, right? Allow them to to see out the eyes that they're experiencing and what they need to repair. And so I tell my children all the time, you came here for liberation. You came here for empowerment. You didn't come here to go to school to get a job. You came here to create physicals. You didn't go to school to get the education. You're supposed to go to school to learn how to create a curriculum. You know, and I teach the kids in the community like that. They're like, I'm not just today. Because nobody tell our kids this, but I teach them civics to this. And so I teach them how to go right here, and why to go there. I tell them which Queenz area. I tell them how to explore the campus. And so they're empowered. Because they're reading, they got tools to do and say, hey, you know, even though it's not all up, this is the kid that attached to my community. You know, and I was representing to my thing. Yeah, I'm a mom, dad, son, you know, but I'm also representing the community. So my son and daughter in my youth group, they know that they're representing the Queenz. That they're in the young bodies that they have to grow. And I tell them when King Queenz to get me to an old man and never want a princess. And it's kind of empowering because I didn't have that. And so I'm going to open up to you guys on a different level. When I was 7th grade, one family named Emil told me, I can suck you right in.
Say that again. I couldn't understand what you said. What did you say?
When I was 12 years old, going through 7th grade, I found me I can suck you right now. And so I felt terror in the pit of my stomach, you know, and the person was drunk, you know, and I didn't have no escape because it was blocking the door. But it didn't go down that way, you know. We ended up, somebody ended up coming in the house. And so I got to go back to my other grandmother's house, you know. But I put it on the table, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think.
Put it on the table, and somebody said, you know, so. And the only reason I was able to put it on the table because my mom and my dad told me, hey, I can tell them anything. And they'll feel ashamed, they'll feel hurt if I don't tell them. Don't ever worry about what people do, right? Let them know everything, and I felt comfortable telling my parents that, you know, a member of my family said something fucked up to me. And, you know, it got down there. You know?
So so after you told your parents, what happened?
It got dealt with.
Okay.
It got dealt with in a little trial.
Okay.
You know, they were Panthers, you know, they were generation fighters. So, you know, they was always on the lookout for questions and there were two sets of people. You had the people who joined the Panthers to get away with their own vices, and you had the people who joined the Panthers to actually improve the neighborhood. So, no matter which part of the group, it's always been somebody in there kind of sabotage or trying to do their own agenda, you know? So, you know, you can't keep secret stuff under the rug. And I'm thinking that you know the panel members in the discussion here for being their truth. And one of the solutions, I think in every city, we should start acting and create curriculums between schools. You know, where there is a truth city, the young people can come in and have a safe place, you know, to talk about the joint, to talk about the crack type or the kryptonite type, or the person who touched him, or the person who asked questions, or who showed their vagina, or who showed their penis. It should be a safe place. And we shouldn't have to wait on the county, the state, or the city. These are things that we should be writing up and putting on the ballot. These are the measures and proposals that we can. We should stop waiting for other people to put something in the ballot and we agree to vote, or they come to our church and we are pastors and we give them a little money. Take our mind into what their agenda is. I think we need to architect and engineer our own agenda. And that's one of the greatest solutions.
Some of these solutions that are presented by this Child Mind Institute seem like if a lot of us knew these things as children that we could have helped prevent. But it kind of sounds like your situation was solved too because you were able to tell your parents, and your parents handled the situation.
The community I came from, the community like Kingz, and I just have to go credit. So not just my parents, but Like everybody was there who was a pastor.
Your parents told the community.
They were exposed. They were put on blast and much stuff happened, but that was the time when the community got planned. The community was united.
Because you talked to your parents, or did you tell everybody?
No, I'm agreeing with you, brother. I'm agreeing with you, absolutely.
Tell the parents. I'm just trying to make that connection for the kids.
Right, but also the connection I'm trying to make to the listening audience, right? In trying to organize. So when the parents are told, right, that we have our own institutions, we have our own people that we can go to address issues, and it don't have to be violent, but it can be exposed. It's time for each and every person who's hearing our voice, whether you think you're organizer or not, to get with somebody and say, hey, we have to address the concerns of our issues. Because if my child comes talk to me about something, what am I going to do? You can know I can help you.
Just give me a few minutes before this is over with, before we're done, so I can read these solutions.
What is it?
I'll read it at the end, so that it'll be easy for people to find when they go to the broadcast.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, this is not really a solution. This is more preventive. I mean, I don't know if it's from my own personal experience, but I watch my daughter around everyone, and I think, and a lot of parents where I live, since it's the suburbs, I think they have their guards down, and I've had a lot of parents who didn't know me, didn't know who was living in my house, didn't know anything. They would drop their little, 6-7-year-old off at my house, and come back in 4 or 5 hours. And I had to give them my phone number. They didn't even ask for my phone number. So for me, I watch everybody. Everybody is a suspect until I, in my head, say that, okay, my child's okay around you. And I tell my child about that stuff, and it's just crazy how many parents just don't do that just to prevent it,
Yeah, that's true. A lot of people are very trusting with their children.
Mhm.
Sometimes when people drop their children off for my son, I'm the one that goes out and introduce myself to them. They'll be in the car. The child just going in the house.
Yeah.
But I that's one of the things I'm talking about. I think that, the other thing too is I don't think that a lot of our people are that concerned, or I'm not saying that. Well, I'm saying that they lack the knowledge in how concerned they should be with their children. Because oftentimes I think we're taught as a people, or we were taught as a people, to just react, not prevent. So we actually wait till something happens and then we start addressing it instead of thinking ahead and trying to take the necessary steps to keep it from happening in the first place. So.
Excellent point, Dr. Syn-Q. We have been programmed, we have been social engineered, and another thing we have to realize that fluoride it blocks the pituitary gland in the female gland. Also, the chlorine that they put in the water. Also, the shots that they give out to children at youth. So it puts the mind in a suspended state of not using its creative thinking for its own survival, and it allows us to be life enough to accept other people's solutions. So we grow up kind of docile, whatever the system say, or whatever the white folks say in the system, or whatever white folks are protesting, we end up joining. Because all of these things we're waiting on someone else to stand up. So we might do some things, we're not proactive in our own decision making for our whole wellness and our whole security.
Well, I'm not going to deny
this is what for a solution can also be proper, like you need people who've been molested or been raped. A proper diet can also help you feel clear and have good choices. Okay, so instead of being bogged down with sugar and salt, and great thought, foggy and unclear and the reason to go to. And so, when we understand alcohol and chemically, that the chemicals that we put in our body also affects our reasoning skills and our intelligence and our ability to react, when it keeps us in a emotional state. And so all this stuff is in social engineering. And you have to look at all kinds of factors. Like YouTube has been scientifically dissecting us for years, to keep us off balance. Sexually, spiritually, culturally, economically, and all kinds of things. So even when we're dealing with pedophilia and we're dealing with child abuse, it all ties in, like you said earlier, to the white spiritual racism.
I'm just going to say that information is, if I receive some information from some white folks that's constructive and helping me solve the problem, I'm taking it.
I don't care what anything is you come get it.
Yeah. I don't think it matters too much where it comes from as long as it solves the problem. If it's destructive information, but the best way to do that is test the information. When you get some information and you don't know whether it's going to help you solve the problem or not, you run an experiment and see what happens. And if it don't work, then you start telling all the other black folks, hey, look, these white folks told us to do so-and-so and so-and-so won't solve our problem. And look, I've tested it, I've tried it out. Don't trust it. It don't work.
And that's good. Because when we reflect on the record, the main solution that the white folks gave us is always been engineering that best interest. And if someone can think of some of the solutions that they gave us that work, let's keep it going. I'm all for it. It's going to improve it. Because whatever improve us is going to improve humanity. One thing we have to understand is, as black folks, whatever door we kick over or whatever solution we come from, it helps everybody on the globe.
Now, I have a question kind of off topic of what you guys are talking about. So, the men on the phone, do you guys feel that it's wrong if a man is in his late 20s and he waits for a girl to turn 18 and then proceeds to, it could be somewhat of a relationship or have sexual encounter with her? Is something wrong with that?
I don't. You say he's in the early 20s?
I mean, I'm saying mid to late 20s. And she just turned 18.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think so either, to be truthful. Yeah, because a lot of times when men do that, they have either experienced or either had relatives that experienced baby daddy drama. So 9 times out of 10, that man, he tries something that don't have 2 or 3 multiple babies. With baby, either the father picking up the child and argue going back and forth again. So a lot of times when men do that, they want to have a fresh start and have that to where they can just be fully dedicated to the woman and have a child by her instead of having multiple baby daddies, and all that all in your life, causing conflict and drama.
I like to say this right here. I like to say this all around the globe. When a female turns 16, 14, all around the globe, they were raised by other women, and they were taught by women. And so the age of darker people globally for thousands of years was not constructed to Europeans to 21 or 18. And so something getting in DNA and RNA about the maturity level of the young 20-year-old and the older teen inside that attraction. In this society, they have to read, for what they call legal status under these laws. But all around the globe, when we study different cultures and society, see they has the same Western civilization standards. They have traditions, they have their own cultures. And so it's kind of like an infantry, you know what I mean? You know, if the child in question, if the youth in question is mature, because some of us develop a little faster than others as far as our reading skills, and we have different environments we come from, different parents. As long as the guy that's older is not trying to play, I mean, the true maturity and type of love, and the family's involved, you are aware, and I know a lot of people who are still together today. The guy that just hit 20 and the girl was 17 and going to be 18. And, you know, they got kids and the grandmothers and grandfathers right now.
Okay. So now, what do you guys think about the double standard of when a black man is a shows is a pedophilia, plays in pedophilia versus a white man? Because on Facebook I see a whole bunch of things with the stuff that's R. Kelly show, or the documentary about what he's doing, and they're showing like Hugh Hefner, and they're showing comparing him to him, and showing like all these white female teachers who sleep with their students and nothing's happening to them, like they don't have any publicity about it. It's kind of like brushed under the rug. What do you guys think about that?
Well, that's classic white supremacy racist message for system that live what they will do.
I agree.
This is something that they have been doing for the longest. They basically put us out in the forefront to make us the boogeyman all the while. They do all that. They do the same thing with drugs too. They want to put us out there as if we the number one drug dealers, but how the hell is a dope getting over here in the first place? All the government. All that stuff they say Cosby learned, that Cosby was doing with the drugs and all that. He learned that from Hugh Hefner. Absolutely. He was hanging out. He spent a lot of time in the 60s and the 70s at the damn Playboy Mansion. You had all kinds of celebrities that was doing that. And back in the 60s and the 70s, they didn't have no problem broadcasting talking about being with 15-year-olds and 16-year-olds. There wasn't nothing back then. And giving drugs, taking Quaaludes and all that. That was like the big right. Remember we had the House and Porky's, and you had all kinds of movies where they were promoting that in the movie. Exactly. And the girls drinks and exactly.
Yeah, one of Obama's best friends lives in Hawaii. He's in the trafficking. So they all do it. All into this man is just, for some reason, and that's my thing, and that's why I'm not on Facebook commenting so much, is because for some reason they're calling this brother out, and they're calling him out big time. I know for Bill Cosby, they were calling him out because he was about to start his own thing. He was about to buy off his own network. And why have a black man have his own network? So what is that for? So he can start teaching teaching in a positive manner? They didn't want that.
Absolutely. Wait. Controlling the narrative. Yes. Bill Cosby's public. In his record, in his TV shows, that man is very, very conscious. And you can create a generation of entrepreneurs and scholars if we had a network, not just a show. And so that is some scary shit to go watch me mention it. That we should have broadcast all over the black world, and make people it's a big thing. So I'll commend you for pointing that out. I don't know what R. Kelly is going to do. No. Real quick, they changed the law. When they put him in court and he went to trial, there wasn't enough evidence for him to be found guilty. But they changed the law so that he could be guilty and retried him. That's what's
scary part.
Are you talking about R.
They
Kelly?
changed the law. No, the court system. The court system.
And but who you talking about? R. Kelly, or are you talking about Cosby when they changed the law?
I'm talking about Bill Cosby.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
R. Kelly, when R. Kelly went to court, they could, in the same situation, they couldn't find him guilty. But who knows now? After all of this, after they put this movie out, and everybody, I've been hearing people talking about him for the past couple of days. So be prepared. They probably will now. They probably go back and retry him or something.
Oh yeah, see, what is classic? We're having a discussion about pedophilia right now. When we dealing with this system, they will always see what they're doing with the whole thing with the R. Kelly is they are basically trying to deflect from what's going on with Harvey Weinstein, what's going on with Matt Lauer, what's going on with a lot of these, who else was it? It was another individual also, Kevin Spacey. Oh yeah, they are deflecting. They are deflecting from all these other white folks that's doing all this. Woody Allen. I have a question. When black people beat up, the way they persecute us, and the way that they system is created by white folks, for white folks, and we call them out, we're letting your own people off. What the hell do we expect? I mean, seriously. It's consistent. Oh, they're not going to prosecute their own children. And so the reason I'm pointing this out, it has to attract to nobody, but we got to listen on it, right? And black people need to get real. Just because they integrated us, they didn't put us in authority and power. Integration only means you have a right to work for me and for us to catch your black ass, and you be a consumer. It didn't mean that you can come in and change the system. It didn't mean that we give a fuck about your feelings. It didn't mean that your education is going to move us, or that your wealth is going to move us. And so we have to be real. They don't care how much money you got, they don't care what kind of education you got, how much laws, When they created the system, they would be insane to let you into power. The only thing you can do is get with your fellow brothers and sisters and create your own systems, like the Native Americans, like the people in Mexico did, like the people in Panama, like the people in Africa. We the only group on earth that want to keep integrating into a brand house, like Martin Luther King said. And they tell you, they don't give a fuck about you. But they will catch you on the back like a dog or a cat. They will feed a dog or a cat before they feed one of ours. And I just had to throw that in there because this is a real topic. And like Dr. Syn-Q said, we have to be our own solution. And the criminal justice system is really persecuted. It's not really persecute their own children. So all of that too. That's not one thing in regarding this topic right here too. Right now, the LGBTQ, right now they are trying to insert that P in there also for the pedophiles.
Oh,
everybody
goodness.
they right. So the pedophiles on the sideline, like, hold the hell on, man. They get their wife, they say that they love the opposite sex. So wait a minute, we love children, so we want a part of this right here too. I don't know if y'all familiar with NAMBLA, National Association Man Boy Lover. You know what I mean? That's what they specialize in. In fact, they have a little young transvestite that's out right now. In fact, to the listeners, I highly recommend that you go to a brother by the name of Irritated Gene. That brother is he's very serious about this, what's going on with this LGBTQ inserting curriculum all into the school system and just brainwashing our children, making them think that I say that I want to be a girl, and damn well you see a damn boy. They trying to give little children rights. They even came out with something to where it should be a baby's choice whether or not you change their diaper or not. It's a lot of different stuff that they trying to insert with this right here. This right here is real and serious. And once again, that white folks is white folks, and we have to be clear what we need. If that didn't go woman days, in their bathhouses, in the church's bathhouses, in the ladies' bathhouses. Now, when you got these people with curl hair and my attention, if you study in history, they had these bathhouses, they had little boy servants, the children, and they had the Pedophilia in there. You know, they had homosexual in there. Same thing with the women's bathhouse. You know, I don't think that that's the same issue, but so anybody in this audience, when you get into the topic, it's okay to pick up a book and do the research on where the root comes from at. And it's okay to disconnect us. I know like saying we're all American or we're all African American. It's okay to go back before we got put in this pot that's not melted. And to find out the people who took control, who stole the land, and what their culture is and what they do. Because there's nothing new. They've been doing it for years. And now that they're doing it, they didn't know the Greeks wrong, and they went underground with it. Now they come to overground because they got middle pills and they got Afro pills. They educated us. They put us in the job market. So a lot of us, they're in our churches, 501c3. Well, a lot of us can't pay nothing because we're going to lose a lot of money. And we don't vote when they vote, and then some of us get caught up in these behaviors. And they're sodomizers and they homosexualize some of our people and tormented us for 400 years. So some people are in those behaviors. So when we talk about the LGBTQ community, that is a Greco-Roman culture. It's just disguised under a new title. And a lot of us are willing to go and it's not really a debatable thing. We need to establish culture to figure out and be clear who we are and what we're going to head to for the next 10, 20, 30 years. We need to all my own children with a curriculum and an outlook. And we need to start creating our own media images of who we are and what we want to see. If not, the controlling media groups are going to show you a black man with a white woman, a white woman with a black man. They're going to show you a little boy with a young little boy. They're going to show you a little boy dressed like a girl. And it's going to be changed because this is their agenda. There's no way escaping it unless you create your own agenda. Thank you, brother.
Y'all ever seen that, it was a show, you know what, we're getting off the topic of pedophilia, though, I think, but
I have been putting in there. Yeah, I just put it in there.
HBO with Don Cheadle, what the hell was the name of that show? But his son liked to wear a dress. In every episode, his son was always wearing a dress and wearing, girls, lady shoes and everything. He liked to dress up like a little girl. And they used to act, in the show, they would act like it wasn't anything. You know, like they would just, oh, don't address it, just leave it alone, kind of thing. Y'all ever seen that show?
No.
No. This show came out about 6 years ago. House of Cards. It's called House of Cards, and I don't even know if it's still on HBO now, but it ran for probably about 5 or 6 years. So that image is already out there. Just so you know. But they are actually promoting all of this skills right now. They had something on ABC Family where it was a little boy. This young man had to been. He was. He had to have been. I'd say about 12 years old. And there was another young man. He was probably about the same age. And they really showed these dudes on ABC damn Family. Kiss each other in the damn mouth. Really promoting this right here. That's why I say, go to the brother Irritated Gene this channel and follow that brother. Because, in fact, just go to YouTube and pull up Boy Kissing Boy. Pull up ABC Family. You also got that Oscar-winning movie, that Academy Award-winning movie called Moonlight. Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, that tripped me out. Because they don't give you any warning what kind of movie that was going to be.
Right, they did. They just released it.
Yeah.
And then you watch it, and then you find out what it's all about. That's the way they did that other one with the two white dudes. So the mountain broke back out. Yeah. That was up for Oscar also. You know, they promote. They won the whole thing. Yeah, it won an Oscar. Both movies won Oscar. Okay, is that right? And you know what? If you look at all the movies that get these Oscars, it always be some type of, some agenda that they want to promote. For an image, remember Halle Berry got the Oscar for being a monkey, and then got the Oscar for being a gangster, again, it's agenda, they try to promote us so they try to get in our mind, okay, this is the look, this is what you want to go, this is the look for you, this is what you're supposed to do.
Well, you guys, we are at almost out of time here. Did you want to read something about preventing or helping your kids prevent themselves from being abused?
I'm Dr. Syn-Q, and you can just find me on YouTube. 10 ways to teach your child the skills to prevent sexual abuse. Number one, there's a whole lot more here, but I'm just going straight to the number one is just talk about body parts early. Name body parts and talk about them very early. Use proper names for body parts, or at least teach your child what the actual words are for their body parts. I can't tell you how many young children I've worked with who have called their vagina their bottom. Feeling comfortable using these words and knowing what they mean can help a child talk clearly if something inappropriate has happened. Number two, teach them that some body parts are private. Tell your child that their private parts are called private because they are not for everyone to see. Explain that mommy and daddy can see them naked, but people outside of the home should only see them with their clothes on. Explain how their doctor can see them without their clothes because mommy and daddy are there with them and the doctor is checking their body. 3, teach the child body boundaries. Tell your child matter-of-factly that no one should touch their private parts and that no one should ask them to touch somebody else's private parts. Parents will often forget the second part of this sentence. Sexual abuse often begins with the perpetrator asking the child to touch them or someone else. 4, tell your child that body secrets are not okay. Most perpetrators will tell the child to keep the abuse a secret. This can be done in a friendly way, such as, I love playing with you, but if you tell anyone else what we played, they won't let me come over again. Or it can be a threat. This is our secret. If you tell anyone, I will tell them it was your idea, and you will get in big trouble. Tell your kids that no matter what anyone tells them, body secrets are not okay, and they should always tell you if someone tries to make them keep a body secret. 5, tell your child that no one should take pictures of their private parts. This one is often missed by parents as well. There is a whole sick world out there of pedophiles who love to take and trade pictures of naked children online. This is an epidemic, and it puts your child at risk. Tell your kids that no one should ever take pictures of their private parts. 6, teach your child how to get out of scary or uncomfortable situations. Some children are uncomfortable with telling people no, especially older peers or adults. Tell them that it's okay to tell an adult that they have to leave if something that feels wrong is happening, and help give them words to get out of uncomfortable situations. Tell your child that if someone wants to see or touch private parts, they can tell them that they need to leave to go potty. 7, have a code word your child can use when they feel unsafe and want to be picked up. As children get a little bit older, you can give them a code word that they can use when they are feeling unsafe. This can be used at home when there are guests in the house and when they are on a play date or a sleepover. 8, tell your children they will never be in trouble if they tell you a body secret. Children often tell me that they didn't say anything because they thought they would be in trouble. This fear is often used by the perpetrator. Tell your child that no matter what happens, when they tell you anything about body safety or body secrets, they will never get in trouble. 9, tell your child that a body touch might tickle or feel good. Many parents and books talk about good touch and bad touch, but this can be confusing because often these touches do not hurt or feel bad. I prefer the term secret touch, as it is a more accurate depiction of what might happen. Tell your child that 10. Tell your child that these rules apply even with people they know and even with another child. This is an important point to discuss with your child. When you ask a young child what a bad guy looks like, they will most likely describe a cartoonish villain. You can say something like, "Mommy and Daddy might touch your private parts when we are cleaning you, or if you need cream, but no one else should touch you there. Not friends, not aunts or uncles, not teachers or coaches. Even if you like them or think they are in charge, they should still not touch your private part." And this person says, "I am not naive enough to believe that these discussions will absolutely prevent sexual abuse, but knowledge is a powerful deterrent, especially with young children who are targeted due to their innocence and ignorance in this area." And one discussion is not enough. Find natural times to reiterate these messages, such as bath time or when they are running around naked. And please share this article with those you love. Okay, well, I'm sharing the article with y'all. And this is an article, just for copyright purposes. This came from Child Mind Institute. That's childmind.org. And it was written by Natasha Daniels. So,
when you get a chance, can you email that link to me, or either text it to me, and I could put it in the description so people can read that article, because I want to read that and go over that with my daughter. I have a 7-year-old. She's about to be 8 in a few months.
Oh, on the move, doing it right now.
So thank you so much for reading that. So I'm Queen Myesha from Queenz of Queenz. If you want to get a hold of me, you can go to Facebook. It's Queenz of Queenz. And like the page and give me some comments. And who else is here with us?
Again, my name is Aranada Hawkins. I work through Primerica for life insurance mainly, auto insurance, security systems. I don't know if you all are familiar with the cameras within the doorbell. We deal with companies that so I can see you coming. I can see you coming. If you pick up something off from in front of my door, I can see that. If something is going on, I homeschool my children, so it's good for me because if one of my children have a question and I'm not at home, I can always answer that question because I know I can see them inside my house. You see? So we offer systems like that, but mainly for me, it's the life insurance based on the fact that a lot of people in our community don't see the value in life insurance. It's not just about paying for the funeral, but it's also leaving our families a legacy. Others do it all the time.
So I have me and my children, and what do I need to do to get policies for me and my children? Do I need a bank account, or can I just lay the money up? What do I need to do?
Yes, sir. You would need a banking account or account and routing number. That way that it comes out of your account monthly. And just know your basic information, whether it be where you live, your social, your ID, just our general information. But mainly, if you have an account number and a routing number, then, like I said, it comes out of your account automatically. For the day you choose, it'll come out of your account, that for that day, monthly. And then with this particular company, you would pay for one child, which would be your youngest, and everyone else would be covered for free. On up to the end.
Wow, amazing. How do I get in contact with you? How do the people get in? This is amazing. Wow, yes.
My phone number is 916-430-5267, and my office is here in Sacramento off of Bradshaw. You can also find me on Facebook. You can also find me on Facebook. My name is spelled Aranada, last name Hawkins, Hawkins. Aranada@gmail.com.
Not introduce themselves. Everybody reintroduce themselves.
Okay. Dedan Kimathi speaking. what I do for the people, for our community, organic gardening, beekeeping. I'm also a holistic healer, massage therapist, practicing herbalist, researcher. You can get to me by way of Andrea Montgomery, Gmail. And that's basically it. And also, telephone number also, 1-707-712-2200. King Aijalon?
My name is King Aijalon. And people will go up to mine. You can look me up on Facebook and Susan. Go up to Susan, go up to mine on Facebook. Go up to mine on YouTube. We have a channel. We have content that we're going to upload soon. We have content that's on there right now. You can reach me at 707-321-7746. Also, LordandCivil@gmail.com. What we're doing is using the ancient past, the past, to build a better future. We call ourselves social engineers and cultural architects. We're trying to...
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. You can reach me on Facebook, Dr. Syn-Q. That's dr.synq. And you can reach me on YouTube, dr.syn-q. You can get me on Instagram at Get Justice or Die, Twitter at Get Justice or Die, and my website is counterracismnow.com. My email address is counterracismnow@gmail.com, and phone number is 707-246-1517. It's 707-246-1517. And, just give me a call if you want to talk about racism, white supremacy, or something.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for this. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
And for another solution, well, it's more so for you being aware of the evil system that we are up against. This is Dedan Kimathi speaking. A great film that I recommend everyone watch, and you can go right to YouTube. It's called The Franklin Cover-Up. And that speaks to how it's not just the everyday pedophilia that we go through on a lower level. It's all the way up with them doing the sex trafficking. It was a situation that transpired with a place in Omaha, Nebraska. The place was called Boys Town. Like a little refuge for young men. They would go there and then, to a lot of people's surprise, these young men were getting molested and pimped out. And a lot of these young men went straight to the White House. So, in fact, it's in the film, it speaks to all that right there. Ronald Reagan, all of these different pedophiles, they were all in on this right here.
That's right.
Franklin Cover-Up, I highly recommend. We are in a very, very serious situation with this pedophilia and just the overall war in this system of white supremacy and racism. We need to, in order for us to rise up, we definitely have to wise up. We got to learn these things and know these things, and this was very constructive. I appreciate it very much, to be continued. We need more of this.
Yeah.
One thing I got to say before we go, for everybody out there listening, especially that black people worldwide, the fear is over with. Worldwide health community is in progress. The end of white supremacy racism is being dismantled. For every 20 white people that are deceased or pass away or become dead, there's only one born. This is the time not to be angry or frustrated. We have to social engineer. We have to put our hands on deck and design our own future. When the days are gone, when other people will tell us which way to go, we have to use our creativity. Start forming your own groups in your own community. Start your own book club if you don't want to join ours. It's very important that you stop talking about the white man and that we need to unite. And go ahead. Unification is nothing but cooperation and togetherness. Unification is an action word. And so it's nothing wrong with the old people, the people that's pregnant with young people to identify who white celebration and call it by name. You don't have to smile and you don't have to dance, you don't have to scratch your head. It's okay to recognize something it is and tell the truth about it. You guys are not going to come on, the connection.
Well, yeah, this was a really good topic, and yeah, we should do a continuation of it. Queen Myesha here. Is there anyone else that has their final words?
My final words would just be aware of your surroundings. It's very dangerous out here, and that's pretty much it.
Absolutely. All right. Well, thank you guys, and this was wonderful. And you guys tune in, our listeners, please tune in for our next topic. And this is Queenz of Queenz Radio, Queen Myesha, and we will talk to you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Look, we came here to win, yeah, we came here to win, yeah, we came here to win, yeah, we came here to win.
It's a new generation.
And we came here to win, yeah, we came here to win, yeah, we came here to win, yeah, we came here to win.
It's a new generation.
Look, we came here to win. Locks in consciousness, we plant-based with the scholarship Dr. Sadie raised higher frequencies. Please don't throw off my energy. Look how I set the tone. Pull out your camera phone. I'm kinda loud with it, but there ain't nothing wrong. I'm just a different soul in this vehicle, trying not to crash. That's unbelievable. I know we all will, so enjoy the ride. It's a good day to be alive. You gotta keep it true on either side. This kind of lifestyle, it should be glorified. Yeah, we more than high, that's out of context. This an elevated kind of mindset. Where we set in space, I know it's timeless. I'm a living cell, kill the virus.
It's a new generation.
And we ain't got no time to be wasted.
It's a new generation.
And we ain't got no time to be wasting. Yo, I heard enough. Look how long it's been. This a new era and we came to win. You're not used to this, so let it settle in. It's gonna take some time and you might lose some friends. We trying to level up. You better join the club. I can't be losing focus, hanging with no scrubs. I swear it's love, but I raised my standards. They didn't think I could, but I found the answer. Align with nature, it works in your favor. That's what God created. Get those natural flavors. That's a life savior. When you need a cure, they gon' feel this energy, and that's for sure. We got all this power and we need some more for this generation that we about to raise. We gon' have them thinking about those better days. We gon' build a culture that they wanna praise.
New generation. This a new generation.
And we ain't got no time to be wasting.